Hello and welcome back to part 2 of Good Morning Pattaya, in which we're going to have a look at the best of the web. And joining me as usual by my side is my trusty right-hand man, Mr. Jason Robb.
Oh, that's me. Good morning.
How you doing?
Good to be with you here.
Yeah. It's good to be back too, because by the wonders of technology, I've actually been on holiday for the first time ever since I arrived in Thailand.
I know, I've been calling you non-stop. Where you been?
I tell you, I have been island hopping. I've been to...
You can... Well, nice. I didn't imagine you as the island hopper, bathing with the coconut oil and the kind of guy, you know?
Not so much that, actually. It was more for the sort of partying scene. I think I went through a bit of a midlife crisis, actually probably not my first one, and decided that I needed to revisit my youth. And actually, there was one clip in particular that got me starting thinking about, this is how I'm going to take my holiday. So that was the inspiration for my holiday. Didn't go to Ibiza. I'd done Ibiza, so I did Thai-bitha, Koh Phangan. Ever been there?
I never been there. I really want to go hang out there though sometime.
It's crazy party island, especially for the full moon party, which you must have heard about the full moon party.
Oh yeah, full moon parties every month. But you know, I talked with the other travelers and they said, oh yeah, they went to Koh Phangan. They didn't party at all. They just stayed in the other side of the island.
Yeah, you
can
do that, but you might as well go down to Koh Samet or Koh Chang if you just want nothing. That's really the only reason to go to Koh Phangan.
They went down there for yoga.
Oh, that's kind of a little bit different from why I went there. But Koh Phangan's a little bit like Las Vegas. What happens in Koh Phangan stays in Koh Phangan. Copenhagen. But,
Nice. That leaves me to some imagination on what you were up to then.
Absolutely. I had such a good time. In fact, I've got some video of how much of a good time I was having. This is me on Copenhagen. So as you can see, I was pretty happy.
What's this guy doing? Like making scrambled eggs with his brain or something? It doesn't make any sense.
Also, I had to watch it twice to see whether he'd sped it up, but that was real speed.
He reminds me of one of those like Chihuahua dogs, like chasing their tail or something.
Yeah, I mean,
around in circles on the floor.
That is awesome. That is awesome, and it's not sped up at all. It's just like I bet he must have had a rather queasy feeling in his stomach after performing so many reverse backflips or whatever it was he was doing.
You got to do that in the morning on an empty stomach, I think.
Yeah, I just don't really think. My mornings after I'd been partying for a few days, they probably weren't the best time to be doing anything. Because,
oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, and normally I'm a very healthy guy, never do anything, you know, this is my...
So in Copenhagen, were you ordering those big buckets?
Ordered them once, but they were disgusting. I think they just filled them. Well, they're so cheap. I just thought this must be like paint stripper or something that they're doing. And I did hear somebody did die through drinking the contents of a bucket that they later found had mosquito repellent. So it's like, no, I'll take my vodka out of a vodka bottle. Thank you very much.
Well, I can see that they sell these buckets with the bottles and the cans and everything all separate, right. So you know exactly what's in there.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
But you need quite a group of you to get through a whole bottle of vodka in one of those buckets. So
well, it's good they do that, so you know exactly what's in there.
It is.
I remember I was in Bali and I took advantage of this 1 hour open bar. They were giving cocktails already prepared.
Oh, right.
Oh, I got so sick.
Yeah, I can imagine there's some really horrible stuff in there.
Horrible. They must have just mixed it with just the worst stuff, like their local rubbing alcohol or something. It was just sickening stuff. I was just vomiting on it.
I mean, the prices were suspiciously cheap in a lot of these bars, so I was thinking, this is not the top branded vodka or whatever it is. So, yeah.
Well, it's low season, so how busy was it down there?
I made a bit of a mistake, to be quite honest, because I thought that it would be too crazy at the full moon party, so I'll leave it a couple of days, maybe half the people are still there, but no, too quiet in low season. So,
really,
yeah, it was a bit too quiet.
So it's not the same at all?
Nope. So everybody just arrives to full moon party and then just gets away within hours. So I've learned that. So definitely got to do the full moon party.
Good to know. It's got to go in the peak of high season. That would be the best, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, apparently the big one is the New Year's Eve party, obviously. It's just completely crazy, but I think it'll be a little bit too crazy.
That must be nuts.
Yeah, it is. And so I must admit I did get rather drunk while I was partying. And you know, after you feel drunk, you always, on the way back, you think, I really feel hungry now. And you just eat the most rubbish food.
I know.
Well, apparently different nationalities prefer different types of food to eat when they're drunk, and this clip shows what countries like to eat what. So, I'm feeling hungry now after all that.
Oh, especially that food in England looks really good. Have you had
No,
that?
I don't know who did their research. This was obviously researched by an American, but I've never, ever, ever seen English eat cheese on chips. It just doesn't happen. I don't know where they get that from.
Where would they get that? You know, but I remember how good these pies were in when I was in England.
Oh yeah.
So I imagine you guys would eat that after the pub, right?
Typical. They did for Turkey, the doner kebabs. That's very, very popular. Or a curry. We all go for a curry. That's the classic thing. It's just like 11 o'clock. All the pubs shut, but the Indian restaurants stay open till 2, 3 a.m. and everybody goes for a curry afterwards.
Well, I remember when I was in Dublin, and the bars closed early there also. They just kick everybody out at almost like 11 o'clock actually,
exactly,
almost.
Ridiculously early.
And then we're all just eating fish and chips.
Yeah.
It's the most amazing fish and chips I've ever had anywhere.
Yeah, nobody does
so
fish
fresh.
and chips quite like the British Isles. Let's
The British
I don't want
Isles.
to offend our Irish viewers by calling it Britain, as Dublin's very much not Britain. But there was some strange one. I didn't fancy the Japanese one. I think that's noodles with egg. No, I definitely
With
wouldn't
the raw
fancy
egg
that.
just dropped in there and then some lemon.
Yeah, no, that one. I could eat everything else though. The Brazilian one looked good, and the Italian one looked good.
Canada was doing something a little bit strange there with their fries.
Poutine. I've heard of poutine. I didn't actually know what it was.
I've heard that too.
But,
Never tried it.
But that almost looks the same. Fries with cheese on the top, which sounds the same as they came up with for England for some bizarre reason.
Yeah, but in Pattaya it looks like it's really, really popular to get a shawarma kebab.
Yeah.
And that's what I'll do a lot actually.
Yeah, I mean that's very popular in the Middle East, and you can get some nice shawarma there. It's
My favorite
Lebanese.
guy over there in South Pattaya near the red light. He does a great sandwich there.
Absolutely. But I'm not the only one who's been on holiday recently, because I think you've been doing something special, haven't you?
I did quite a unique trip actually, really, really special. It was a raw food retreat.
Really?
And it was hosted by a really, really amazing athlete named Grant Campbell.
Right.
He's nicknamed Raw Aussie Athlete, and he runs, does everything on raw food.
Wow.
Only eats raw fruits and vegetables. So
Really?
that's what I did for the whole 2 weeks that I was there.
All right. And did you help out, or were you just enjoying the fruits of other people's labour?
Yeah, I was helping out, cutting fruit, cutting vegetables, and all that.
Really?
Yeah.
We
made these huge salads, just
Really?
big.
And how are your skills when it comes to cutting up fruit? Were you as good as this guy?
Mariano como corta. Unos 9 segunditos.
Yeah, 5 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pounds.
That was pretty awesome.
I was just looking at the gloves that he's wearing.
I was counting his fingers too, just to see whether he still had 5 left. But
I was looking at those, that knife's going to cut right through that latex glove. So he could do that a bit slower and still cut pretty fast, I think. That looks dangerous.
I can't believe he's an employee. That must be his own business. I don't think anybody would work that hard when it was somebody else's business that he was doing it for.
Totally. But that's interesting. That's how I cut my watermelon too.
Really?
Cut each sides off,
Yeah.
and you can stand it up.
Yeah.
And then you just cut down.
But yeah,
and that way you don't cut your fingers or anything.
Quite as quickly as that, though.
Not quite as quick as that, though. I'm a bit more careful.
Yeah. So how long would
Well,
it?
he's careful though, but
Yeah. But he's obviously very experienced. So how long would it take you to cut up a watermelon like that?
oh, I could do that in just 20 seconds. Also, really quick. I just don't do it quite as fast as he does. He does it like what, just 5 seconds, he's done.
Exactly. You're both fruit ninjas. So now you've learned a bit about how to cut up some fruit. We'll be back with some more exciting facts and entertainment for you very soon. See you then.